Good morning to all of you. It's going to be nearly noon. A very exciting presentation by Harsh. Really, you have infused some energy into these young minds. What are you here for? Can you know the purpose of your coming here and joining Vivekananda Institute of Engineering? How many of you know the purpose behind your joining? What's the purpose behind your joining this institute? What are you coming for? What's the purpose of your life? And what future do you envisage for yourself when you become engineers by qualification? How many of you have secured above 90% marks in the CBSE? They will raise their hands, those who secured 90% and above. 90% and above. Okay. And who secured 99%? Is there anyone amongst the audience to have secured 99% marks? In our 5 years law, we have a girl student who has secured 99% marks. She will be pursuing her 5 years law here after securing 99% marks. She has too many offers, but her vision is very clear that she wants to be a judge, primarily in the Delhi judicial service, then going to a higher judicial service, and then she likes to be judge on the High Court, and then gradually graduate to be a Supreme Court judge. She has envisioned for herself that she wants to be a judge from day one. She has secured 99% in her CBSE exam. And she took admission at the management quota because she could not secure a high rank in the common entrance test or in the CLAT. There's a CLAT nationalized, common entrance for the national law schools. She failed to qualify, but 99% marks out of 100, each subject 99. So something very exceptional. She had a very clear vision as to what she wanted to be, and she has taken admission here under the management quota 99%. She is very clear that I want to be in judiciary, Indian judiciary, because justice delivery system in our country is very lethargic. 67 of the people who graduated from this institute are judges and additional session judges, and one of them has been nominated as the junior most judge in the High Court. So this institution which you have joined has a very checkered history of proving ourselves when it comes to being judges, being anchor persons, being producers, those who are astronomers, photography, lunar eclipse, solar eclipse. We have got a boy called Raghu Kalra, who does only doing the solar eclipse. He has toured the world around. He goes anywhere he feels there's a solar eclipse, seen in that, observed in that country, he goes there. Now I'm coming to the nuts and bolts of the engineering part of it. Do you know how many patents India has? How many patents? Commercially viable patents, when I'm saying, when your work produces something worthwhile for the use of the society. Those things get patented. When you have a copyright on that patent. When you are intellectual property, through intellectual property, you create a patent. India has only 1,300 patents, which are commercially viable. Those patents can earn foreign exchange for India. But as compared to India, China has 37,000 patents. Where does India stand? We are 1,300 and there are 37,000 patents there. The Hyperloop technology. Have you heard of the Hyperloop technology? Have you heard of YouTube, the tube railways? How many of you have traveled by tube railways? How many of you have traveled? Yes, raise your hand if you have traveled. Which country did you go to? Which country you traveled by the tube railways? Japan? Did you go to Alaska or any other country? Raise your hand and the girl sitting in the last stage. You have traveled the YouTube and the tube railways? No, you haven't. Okay. So 76 students from IIT Madras, through Hyperloop technology, they have created a railway wagon on about a 1 kilometer, length, which gives you a speed of 1,000 kilometers per hour. 1,000 kilometers per hour. 76 students from IIT Madras. Engineering with ideas. Engineering is something to do with the instrumentation. If I ask you something, shall you be honest? Supposing one particular teacher of a given subject has not come on that day, he's on leave. How will you be spending your time? A teacher for some reason has not come to the class. Yes, you are scratching your forehead. Tell me, what are you thinking of? What shall you be doing at the time? There arises a situation where the teacher has not come for certain reasons. He or she is sick and is on a sick leave. What shall you be doing during the time? You'll go to the Amul outlet here. You'll go to your canteen. You'll light around in the lawns. What shall you be doing during the time? There's no teacher to take that particular period at a given time. The timetable, that is vacuum. How many of you will be utilizing that time in what manner? Any reply? Suppose a teacher has applied for a medical leave or is on sick leave. How shall you be utilizing that 1 hour, 1.5 hours? You don't have any idea. Can you give me an idea where your teacher has not come for some reason, and how are you going to utilize that particular hour? 1 hour, 2 hours, maybe. The 2 teachers are absent. That time you should utilize for going to the library. You should sit in the library, do a lot of reading, go to the labs, do your practical trainings, get busy with. It's not that you should be idling around somewhere in the lawns or playing some silly games. Things will not go like this. A few things I should make very clear. 75% attendance, and this is something we will not compromise with. Anybody is securing even 1% less, that he or she will be detained and will have to repeat an year. Let it be abundantly clear. We stand for certain ideals. And it's not for my good or for somebody's good. It's for your good. We want you to be fully disciplined and organized minds. It is for your good. You have to be present in the class, and 75% attendance, if you fall short of even by 1% attendance, you'll have to repeat an year. You may have to regret, you may have to come to grief with yourself. Second thing we expect is the right conduct. You should be very neatly and very decently dressed. Decently dressed, when I say decently dressed, you cannot be wearing anything weird, anything which you feel like, throwing yourself in the air. No. You have to have the right conduct in the campus. Then we expect you to have sense of duty and sense of responsibility. The purpose of your life you are not clear about. As to with what purpose have you come to this institute? You want to have a BTech degree on a glossy paper, and you don't want to acquire certain skills, practical skills in particular trade. They are like AIML. I'm told you have joined the AIML stream, artificial intelligence, machine learning. Large language model, I read, but not very many of you want to learn the C++ or the Python or Java or any other language, and you want to sit pretty home and think that you'll be given the marks in the particular subject by proxy. There is not going to be any proxy here. You have to undergo that academic rigor. And when I say academic rigor means I want you to be either present in the lab or in the library or be busy with your teacher, asking and clarifying some of your, some of the ideas that you are not clear about. You can seek after the teacher. Try to reach out to the teacher concerned and clarify your doubts if you have any. We are all the time available for you. Library is there, auditorium is there, different places are there, but then along with that, I expect the AIML people, people who are pursuing the AIML BTech degree, they need to be 75%, they should have 75% attendance. They need to be very serious about their career, because career is something that's going to matter. My identity is that I'm a doctor, a medical doctor, who has practiced for 40 years. I can feel your pulse. I can tell you whether your pulse is regular or regularly irregular. I can tell you whether you're suffering from a cardiac disease or not, whether you're rheumatic heart disease or not. I can tell you whether you're suffering from anemia or you're hiding for hepatomegaly or from some perinephric abscess or a lung abscess or any cardiac ailment. I can diagnose you here. Your sitting posture is called the decubitus, as to in what situation do you present yourself. When you present yourself in my chamber, it's called the decubitus, the posture. So your posture itself is indicative. We have a keen sense of observation. So we'll be observing you now onwards. Each one of you will be under a scanner of one teacher or the other. Constantly, you will remain under observation. Not for our interest, not for the furtherance of what Vivekananda Institute stands for. We want each one of you to be an asset to this nation. Each one of you to be an asset. We want you to be contributors to the nation's wealth. We don't want you to be liabilities on the society, on your parents, on yourself, because tomorrow somebody is going to ask you, who are you? And that identity crisis is something very bad. Some of you will slide into depression. When I ask you down 4 down the line, 4 years down the line when you have your BTech degree in your hand on a glossy paper, I want to ask you, how much have you learned? What are the skills that you have acquired? Can you practically do it? The industry will expect you. Industry will not employ you so long as you're not in a position to add value to them. They don't want liabilities. Remember you this. At the end of 4 years, you should neither become a liability to yourself. One day you will curse yourself. Today you will not. But tomorrow I am telling you this. It's a stark reality of life. It's a very bitter truth. Each one of you will be confronted with. I have been through 4 years of rigorous study, and the end of it, I'm neither useful to myself, nor to my parents, nor to the society, nor I can be an asset to the nation. What are you there for? You are there, in human form, you have got all the attributes of a human. You have got a human anatomy. But when shall you learn that there are neurons and there's a brain center in IIT Madras, brain center, where they tell you how the synapse, how the two neurons, they communicate with each other, and how an information gets transmitted to a synapse, to a ganglion, and so on and so forth, the entire, central nervous system. Similarly, in AI/ML, you're going to learn to imitate human brain. You can communicate in a particular language. You can be assets to this nation. In defense, you require absolute path-breaking technology. You should be somebody who should make a difference in the quality of life of the society, of our nation. If you are going to be liabilities to the nation, then it's the biggest curse in life. You need to be assets. You need to be perceived as assets. You need to feel, oh, I'm very happy. Abraham Lincoln said, I'm telling you Abraham Lincoln's, $1 earned is far more value than the 5 found. Teach my son, if you can, that $1 earned is far more value than the 5 found. What does it mean? You earn hard-earned money, not living in the not to bask, in the glory of whatever your parents have generated the money. You are so far dependent. You are almost parasites for your parents. You are thriving on their resources. Whatever the hard-earned money is there, you pay in the form of tuition fee here. Is there any one of you who can create something, who can generate one's own wealth? Can anywhere if you give a solution, any game you can do coding or any other thing. You should learn some languages which can give you some, at least to meet your tuition fee expenses. It's a workshop. It's an engineering college which will give you certain skills to earn money side by side. But are you prepared to engage yourself in this kind of an activity, intense activity, which imparts you skills and which enables you to have your own startup, like Mr. Junaid was referring to, Harsh was referring to startups. These are brainchild, You need to have, your brain should be all the time active. How do I save my parents' money? How can I earn an income commensurate with to meet my tuition expenses? How to unburden my parents? That should be the question that should address. 2 or 3 things I'll tell you. Abraham Lincoln addressed a letter to the headmaster of a school where his own son was schooling. He said, "Teach my son to sell his brain and brawn to the highest bidder, but never to put a price tag on his heart and soul. Teach my son that's far more honorable to fail than to cheat." So the values, you need to get ingrained in your, if you're good human beings, if you are being concerned human beings, concerned for whom? Concerned for your own self. Your self-respect. You have to earn self-respect. You have to earn your livelihood. You have to earn your place in the society. Everything you have to earn by yourself. Don't become liabilities. Don't be parasite on your parents. Don't thrive on their money. Be on your own feet. We'll impart that kind of technology to you that each one of you will be able to start earning after 2 years of your putting in IML course. So there's plenty of it to learn, but then you should have the learning aptitude and attitude for learning. You should not miss even one single class, whether that being held in the lab or in the classroom or in the tutorial. Never ever miss that. 75% attendance is mandatory. No one can save you. I'm just 2 months short of 80. I'm imparting this wisdom. Dwell within yourself. Try to find an answer within yourself. Am I a liability to my parents? Am I being of some help to them? Can I generate my own money? And what's the purpose of joining a 4 years, BTech degree here? Share a BTech degree on a glossy paper is going to be enough for me? No, my dear sir. The answer will be no. You have to add value to yourself and add value to your parents, add value for this nation. You shouldn't be perceived as a liability. You shouldn't be perceived to be a parasite. This institute has certain responsibilities. We have embarked on the task of man-making, character building, and nation building. Man-making is our mission. Anywhere you go, man-making, character building, nation building. These are three things that we have taken for ourselves as a management. 3 things that we expect from you: the right conduct, sense of duty, sense of responsibility. And I tell you, there are very many genius students who have come out, they've given the out-of-the-box solutions. They've been able to create certain games. And I see there's a boy, Dhruv Daiya. He has launched ChatGPT-like platform. We saw one orthopedic doctor now. He was the other day here in this campus. He has started he has substituted ChatGPT, replaced ChatGPT by a platform called Hanuman. It is as versatile a platform as ChatGPT or ChatGPT 5. So now on Hanuman platform, you can do all sorts of creative things. So you have to be instruments of change, harbingers of change, catalyst of change. And that energy will come because Swamiji is always present here. I can feel him walking with me. And the inner space has been created here so as to ward off any anxiety, tension, stress, any kind of mental health problems. You can always get inside the inner space, sit there for 5-10 minutes, meditate on Swamiji. And I will give you a very simple thing. Start with contemplation. Contemplation is just thinking about one object at a time. One object, one task at a time. You can't be eating and reading the newspaper. No, don't do that. One task at a time. State of contemplation. Contemplation. then concentration, then meditation. Then comes the intuition. Intuitive minds only have been able to give you a lot of inventions, and discoveries have been made through intuitive minds. Become intuitive minds. Contemplation, concentration, meditation become intuitive minds. You become intuitive minds, you become so creative. You become creative geniuses. So many things will start coming to you. Newton must have seen an apple falling down 1,000,000 times. It occurred to him only once in 1,000,000 times why the apple is not going up. So the gravitational power of the earth was revealed to him only through power of intuition. He kept on meditating on this fact as to why is the apple coming down, not going up. Isaac Newton, you know his story. And Edison's story, Thomson Edison. How many of you have heard of Thomson Edison? He was a school dropout. And his mother was his mentor. When he got a rejection letter from the headmaster at school, the mother, rather than revealing the contents of the letter, she kept it in a sealed envelope in some of her clothing, she said. And when Edison asked what happened, Mom, I'm not going to go to the school from tomorrow. No, my son, I'll teach you. I'm your teacher. The headmaster has expressed his inability by saying that your child is too prodigious. Your child knows almost everything, so I don't have teachers good enough to meet his queries because he put so many queries. So Edison was given the confidence by the mother. Mother said, don't worry, my son, they don't have able teachers to reply to your queries because you asked many questions during the class. So they don't have competent teachers. I'll find good competent teachers for you. I'll be teaching you at home. He kept on progressing. Finally came out of the electric bulb. And when Thomson Edison, after his mother's demise, he was trying to take out his father's old papers, and like normally it happens after the death of a person, you try to find out some clothing, old clothing which belong to your mother or the father, and look at some papers also, glance through letters exchanged between them and relatives and friends. So one letter that came in his hand was from the headmaster of school saying that your child is delinquent. Your child suffers from delinquency, may not be able to cope up with the studies of the school. That day he wept bitterly because he had lost his mother. He said, oh mother, you are so precious. Had you not given me the confidence that I can make a difference to this world, I would not have been Thomson Edison today. Thomson Edison was because of the mother's confidence. She said, no, my child, you are much brighter than the rest. You are exceptionally intelligent. That's why the school is not able to cope up with your brilliance and with your spirit of inquiry. So spirit of inquiry is something that you need to, this inquiry should lead to introspection. We should be asking ourselves, what's the purpose of my life? What am I here for? Where am I going to be next 4 years down the line? Is the corporate which is going to come and engage me, is Infosys or for that matter, if Wipro is going to come here, are they going to be happy in employing me? Shall they feel gratified in giving me employment, or shall they be reluctant in giving you employment? So you have to create value for yourself. You have to create value for yourself. And remember one thing. At the end of 4 years, you should have no regrets. You should have all the joy of life. Abraham Lincoln said again, teach my son the secret of quiet laughter. What is quiet laughter? You have heard of Stephen Hawking? How many have heard of Stephen Hawking? What was he suffering from? Any person knowing what was he suffering from? Stephen Hawking. Stephen Hawking was suffering from motor neuron disease. Motor neuron disease. He was mentally and physically crippled. And in spite of the crippling motor neuron disease, he gave to this world law of relativity. Law of relativity. Remember this, you can do wonders. Each one of you is potentially divine. But as Swamiji said, you have to manifest the divinity within by controlling nature, external as well as internal. You may do it by work, worship, or psychic control, but you have to be free from the bondages of life, from the bondages of ignorance. Astoma sadgamaya. Astoma sadgamaya. Tamsoma jyotirgamaya. Mrityurma amritam gamaya. Lead me from the unreal to the real. What are the differences between real and unreal? Lead me from the unreal to the real. Lead me from darkness to light. Lead me from death to immortality. Astoma sadgamaya, tamsoma jyotirgamaya, mrityurma amritam gamaya. Lead me from the unreal to real. And what is real? What is so lasting? What is so permanent? Which is constantly with you is the voice of your conscience. Is the voice of your conscience. Is the God within you. The moment it is gone, you are a dead body. Nobody will address you by that. You are dead. You are in touch with the live wire. As long as you are in touch with the live wire, you are a living being. The moment that essence of life or the eternal being leaves you, you are simply remain a body, reduced to a mortal being. A physical self, you are a burden on society. You are immediately cremated or buried. So, constant witness is constantly there. The eternal self is the real. In a very humble voice, it keeps telling you, this is right and this is wrong. It keeps guiding you all through your life. There will be an inner voice which will tell you, no, this is bad. Don't do it. But still, your mind will prevail. No, I should do something wicked. I must do something wicked. Simple definition is, what takes you nearer to God is good. What takes you away from God is bad. So teach me what it says, Astoma Sadgamaya, lead me from the unreal to the real. The God himself, the divinity within. Which Swamiji says each one of you can manifest by controlling nature. And external is internal. External means your distractions. Your attachment to the things worldly outside. Your temptations outside. And these all distractions will lead you to nothing but a bizarre picture. So lead me from the unreal to real. Lead me from darkness to light. Lead me from ignorance to knowledge. And lead me from death to immortality. Astoma sadgamaya, tamsoma jyotirgamaya, mrityurma amritam gamaya. Then Swamiji say, Utishtata, Jagrata, Prapya Varani Bodhata. Utishtata, arise. Swami say, Utishtata, arise. Jagrata, awake. Utishtata, Jagrata, Prapya Varani Bodhata. Arise, awake, and stop not till the goal is reached. Till you are not completing your BTech in AML, should you not stop. You keep your goal right in front of your eyes and remain always focused on that. No more distractions. Get focused on your work. Be respectful to your teachers because they are the ones who lead you from darkness to light. From ignorance to knowledge. Teachers alone can do that. By hand-holding you. Let's go hand-holding. Uttishtata, jagrata, prapta varani bhurata. Arise and we can stop not till the goal is reached. So external things, there are so many distractions in life, so many temptations in life. Anyone who has overcome temptations and curbed the tendencies of one's mind achieves perfection. Yoga karamsu kaushalam. It says only by accomplishing your work with 100%, satisfaction. दक्षता से जो अपना काम करता है वो योग को प्राप्त हो जाता है. He becomes a yogi. Anything that you do it with wholeheartedness. Get 100% involved in that work. Don't let mind, mind wants to distract you from other things. There's so many distractions in the world. Remain focused. Our whole mission is to make you something. And not simply make you something, but to make you an asset to this nation. We want to create assets. We don't want to create liabilities for this nation. 140 billion people. And how many gold medals have you won at the Olympics? How many gold medals have you won at the Olympics? Can you tell any one of me? Any one of you? 140 billion people, not even a single gold medal. What does it speak of the quality of people here? An average Indian is capable of what? Isn't capable of getting a gold medal? You have tremendous potential, but your energy is frittered away. Your mental energy is frittered away. You have too many distractions. You are not focused on your work. You don't want to shape yourself or make yourself. Make and shape. You are directionless people. You are rudderless people. Rudderless. You are rudderless like a helicopter, comes to like it, falls like a bird. Rudderless. No rudder. No checks in life. Because you have never ever dwelt on mind within. There's a man sleeping there. There are two persons who are dozing off. There's a man behind you also dozing off. Look at this, how you will sleep over. Now Swamiji's message doesn't have anything to do with him. Rise from your slumber. One day you will regret and you will come to grief with your lives. I was not able to utilize that time properly. That day will be a sad day, I'm telling you. That will be a very sad day. And I'm pained to see that this man is still not up. You stand up from your seat. Stand up on your seat. Why should you doze off here? Why should you doze off? You are sinking in your seat. I am seeing you. And you are dozing off. You go home. I am telling you something meaningful in your life. I want each one of you to address this question as to are we properly utilizing our time? Hope we are not wasting our time here. 4 years you spend and you go only with a B.Tech degree in a home. It will be of no use because that will not earn you any money. That will not earn you respect in the society. If you want to earn respect in society, be worthy of something, acquire some skills, be of some use to the society, and be an asset to the companies that are going to recruit you, so that you can earn your livelihood and you can earn self-respect in the society. or else people will treat you like a rag and throw you out. That day will be a very sad day for me, because I have great hopes from young men and women sitting in this audience that you will make India great. And you will not disappoint us by India not getting even one gold in 40 billion population. You should not contribute to that. Sorry state of affairs that India is facing today. So please rise to the occasion. Whatever Harsh has told you are the stark realities of life. You will have to face it one day. So equip yourself with the best of skills, best of knowledge, and remain focused on your 4 years. Get some skill or the other. You will be an asset to yourself. You will not regret coming here. I wish you all the best, and I wish you all the joy also. Not that it's a dull and drab thing. We'll keep certain entertaining programs also alongside. Thank you, everybody. Thank you.